Hey, what's up mga katropa? It's me, Matthew. And today we're here at Batangas Racing Circuit to find out how the CFMoto 450SR can be your next track toy. Tara, check it out.
CFMoto is definitely one of the motorcycle industry's rising stars. This Chinese brand has enjoyed quite a good bit of success and has proved time and time again that bikes from China are serious contenders in the market. One such promising release is the 450SR. Locally unveiled at this year's Makina Moto Show, this lightweight super sport bike is the brand's first 400+cc true sporty machine, succeeding to the 300SR. More than just a bigger engine, this bike is a showcase of what CFMoto is capable of, especially in terms of tech, equipment, and outright performance. After a track session at Batangas Racing Circuit, it's plain to see that this bike isn't just a ticket to expressway riding, but a potent track weapon too. And here's why. Design. Now, I know looks don't really matter when you're trying to hit apexes. That's why I call this section design and not just styling. But just look at this bike. Ang gwapo niya, no? From the sharp and flowing lines, contrasting paint scheme, and overall aggressive stance, this bike looks fast even when standing still. And for a lot of people, me included, looking good is the next best thing to going fast. That's why all components of the bike, like the winglets and these carbon fiber textured parts, are aesthetically pleasing. The shape of the bike doesn't look this good just because trip lang ng CFMoto. The bike was designed with the aid of wind tunnel testing, creating an aerodynamic profile that improves high-speed stability. Speaking of wind and stability, the winglets on either side of the bike are fully functional, meaning that they actually provide downforce, about 2 kilograms at speed to be exact, and not just bogey points. In terms of styling, the 450SR is essentially the production version of CFMoto's SRC21 concept that circulated on the internet a while back. While ever so slightly more subdued looking, the 450SR has the same character and aggression as the concept. I gotta give CFMoto points for that, as not all brands handle expectations versus reality all that well. Features. As CFMoto's latest and greatest, the 450SR comes packed with a whole lot of tech. In the 5-inch TFT display, you'll spot a shift light for when you can't be bothered to shift by feel, a cool-looking digital speedometer, a gear position indicator, and a warning that comes on above a certain speed to help you avoid speeding tickets out on the street. Good thing that the last feature is pretty unintrusive, as you can expect it to come on very often whenever you're on track. Aside from the multifunction screen, CFMoto also gives you the T-Box system, which has a 4G module if you want to pair your phone to the bike, and a 6D sensor, which measures the motorcycle's position and other telemetry data in real time. To make sure your phone doesn't run out of juice while connected to the bike, the 450SR also comes with a USB charging port, which is pretty much standard for a bunch of street bikes these days. Of course, you also get ABS, which you'll need more on the street than you will on the racetrack. Performance. This is where the 450SR really shines, as this bike is definitely not just a sheep in wolf's clothing. Let's start with the engine. This 449cc DOHC 8-valve liquid-cooled parallel twin engine pumps out 50 horsepower at 9,500 RPM and 39 Nm of torque at 7,600 RPM. These healthy numbers and a low curb weight of just 168 kilograms back up CFMoto's claimed sub 5 second 0 to 100 km/h acceleration time. Based on specs alone, the 450SR handily beats competitors in the lightweight 2-cylinder sport bike category. For example, competitor K only makes about 44 horsepower, while competitor Y makes even less at around 42 horsepower. Oddly enough, competitor H, which has more displacement, makes less power at around 46 horsepower. Of course, numbers aren't everything. How the engine feels and performs is what actually matters. And let me tell you, the 450SR does not disappoint. It's peppy, responsive, and quick off the line. Even when I exit a corner in a higher gear than I should, the bike still doesn't feel sluggish. Sure, the speed won't melt your face off like a leader bike, but the amount of power at your disposal is nothing to scoff at. The smoothness of the engine is something to behold. Not once did the throttle feel choppy or did the engine feel unpredictable. Power delivery was nice and linear all throughout my session with the bike, which made it easy to quickly get used to the 450SR after a couple of laps. The exhaust sound isn't too bad either, especially with the 270-degree crank, though you'll only get the full song of this power plant with an aftermarket exhaust. Shifting is nice and solid, and I appreciate how light and easy to use the clutch lever is, which almost makes me forget about the bike's lack of a quick shifter. Suspension-wise, you get an inverted fork up front and a monoshock in the back, both of which feel great. Handling is nimble and agile, and the bike will gladly turn as fast as I can shift my body. Though I can't really comment on their lubak handling capabilities since wala namang humps sa BRC. Braking is another good point for the 450SR, as one of the bike's selling points is the Brembo brake caliper up front, which serves as a reminder of why Brembo brakes are always such a flex. The CST tires are a pleasant surprise, as the Chinese rubber is pretty darn grippy even when leaned over. As far as lightweight track bikes go, the CFMoto 450SR is one hell of a good deal. It has killer style, modern features, and class-leading performance, all for the price of 299,900 pesos. Of course, you'd want to know how this racy ride fares out on the street, where most buyers will probably ride it. For that, you will have to wait until CFMoto lends us a review unit. Do you think good deal on 450SR? Ang bagal ko ba masyado sa track? Let us know in the comments. Thanks for watching till the end of the video. Alright, yeah. See ya, homie.